Israel, of course, losses are not something you had to deal with very often. So just talk to us right now about just kind of the emotion as you kind of let everything process.
No, losses are part of life, and losses is something I deal with occasionally. This is my first one in MMA, but yeah, as they say, it is what it is. If I was gonna lose to anyone, what better guy to lose to than a guy like Jan, a classy champion, a cool dude, a very nice guy, a guy who has a great story in himself. On his way of getting cut from the company, comes back and then dominates. Becomes a light heavyweight champion, and then hands this guy, a future legend, his first loss. Yeah, if I was gonna lose to anyone, I'm glad I lost to him.
Yeah. Ended up being a pretty tactical battle on the feet. I mean, can you talk about, I guess, kind of what your game plan was and how it played out versus what you thought you were going to see tonight?
That was my game plan pretty much. Just draw out some of his attacks, but he took his time tonight. I think he respected me as well. Like I did respect him. I respected his power. I felt his power. And yeah, I can handle that Polish thing. Yeah, that was the game plan pretty much. He didn't rush as much as I thought because he respected me, which is, rightfully so. But also he respected the fact that I got up from his takedowns early on. It wasn't until the last round, I credit him for this, he timed it well. And then I'll have to have a look at the tape and see where my mind was at. But he just timed it well with that takedown, and then I had a good lockdown. I was trying to get the deep half when I had the lockdown, but also he wouldn't make space to punch. He did the whole pitter-patter thing because he was just going to steal the round, because he knew, like, if he gave me space, I'm slippery, man. I'm slippery, and I was going to get back up. So credit to him. He's a great champion.
The later rounds, as you said, were kind of clear in scoring with the takedowns. I think some of the earlier rounds, maybe not as much. I mean, what did you guys, you ended up only getting one round, the third. What did you guys think about the scoring as it was playing out?
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a difference. I don't know about those 10-8 rounds, and I don't know about those some of those scorecards from the judges. But yeah, I lost the fight to the better fighter tonight, the craftier fighter tonight, and yeah, but it wasn't like an whooping or anything. Like when he had me on the ground, if he had postured up and then wailed on me and thrown some crazy elbows and crazy punches and connected crazy. Yeah, I can say, yeah, give it a 10-8, give it a 10-7 even. Use the whole 10-point must system, but it wasn't none of that. He just held on and just, snuck some shots in to try and keep it busy enough that the referee doesn't stand it up. And that's a veteran move because he's a veteran in this game.
Yeah. I know you'll want to let this thing soak in, but I mean, at this moment, any regrets? I mean, obviously you took a big chance here, right? I mean, you rolled the dice and it didn't pay off. Any regrets?
No regrets. No regrets. Like I said, this is, like, I don't know. I feel like boxing or the boxing module or model has made it a bad thing to lose, which is, yeah, it sucks losing, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the end of the world. Like I said, I've lost before in the past, and like, one of my friend, VDK, rest in peace, I've lost many times, but I remain undefeated. It's about this. Like right now, me and my team, we're just excited to get back home and work on certain little details because I was drawing them out. He was trying to parry my jab, and I had an opening for my changeup, and yeah, he had good defense. He had an answer for a lot of things that I was throwing at him. Well, as well, I caught him a few times. I didn't hurt him, but he didn't hurt me either. But yeah, it is what it is.
Nice. Last thing for me, I know you want to kind of go back to the drawing board, but do you see a career path for yourself right now? I mean, is it, hey, let's just go dominate 185 and show what we can do? Do you still, like, hey, I want to still entertain, maybe a move back to 205 at some point? I mean, what's the plan?
Definitely. You'll see me back at 205 later in the future, but right now, I got a division I got to dominate, and I know they're going to be thinking, oh, that's it. You just got to take him down. And then that's it. You got him. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. But I'll remind them again why I'm the king at 185.
Izzy, to your right.
What's up, Kev?
How much do you think his size was a factor, like that you weren't able to hurt him with any of the counters that you threw or anything? Do you think that his size helped him take some of the shots?
No, I wouldn't say the size because I can't hurt big dudes. I think it was just his defense. He was really tight with his defense and smart with his defense. And also, like I said, he was not as careless with his offense like he usually is. You see him in the past where he was just like kind of march 1-2, 1-2, throwing like these weird angle punches, but he didn't. I was ready for those. I was even trying to draw them out certain times. I'd shake and bake and, you know, invite him to like lunge, but he didn't. So, yeah, he played it safe. He knew he had to respect my game, and so did I. I respected his game. But his size didn't really make that much of a factor until the last round when my legs just got fatigued, but my lungs were still fine.
I know you pay a lot of attention to excuse me, what goes on. Do you feel like from what you've seen, this was the best he's ever fought in the UFC?
I have to watch the fight again to see what it looked like. What it felt like was different. I wouldn't say it was the best he's ever fought from what I saw, but I have to watch the fight. But I don't think so. It was a lot closer than the judges were trying to make it out to be, you know.
And obviously the whole thing about you trying to make history was got people interested in the fight. Mm-hmm. You also had the feud with John, right, the personal thing, and I know you wanted to fight John. Now that John is a heavyweight and you've been in there with a light heavyweight, is that out of the picture now, or do you still feel like in a couple months or whatever years you could fight John?
Never say never. Never say never. But right now, like I said, I'm going back down to 185 and getting my work done. But, yeah, that anyway. It's all good.
So Izzy, when you look at how you played the tactics of the 205-pound debut in the UFC, do you, when you do move up again, will you still keep the same strategy of not putting on any extra weight and trying to keep yourself faster?
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. My team and I will have to think about that. But right now, yeah, honestly, I could have won this fight. This is not like a, you know, blah, 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 blah. But tonight, he played a better game plan, and he was the better fighter tonight. That's it. Like, he respected me, and I respected him. And we had a great showing of ourselves. But, yeah, I'm not like, you know, heartbroken. I hate losing, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like, oh, my God, he really embarrassed me. Like, that was it. Like, yeah, nah. I felt like I had a great showing for myself. I represented my team very well. But now we go back to the drawing board, and it's kind of fun. Like, I look forward to, like, this is the dip in my story, you know what I mean? This is the bit where, you know, the valley, if you will, and then I rise up again like the phoenix that I am.
There's a moment in the third round, I think, where he tried like a jumping knee, and you both had a little exchange and a laugh. Were you guys talking to each other or just sort of acknowledging?
I can't remember what I said, but I kind of giggled because I was like, yeah, like, nice try. But, yeah, the guy's a good fighter, and he felt me. Like, I took his best punches, and you know, everyone's like, when you get touched by this guy, you go to sleep. I'm awake. He grabbed me double underhooks and took me down. I got back up when he gave me space. And there was another one where I think I stuffed it or I broke his grip. And then he kneed me in the face on the way up, and I was right on him again. And I could hear him breathing heavy, and I knew, like, right. But he just had his defense really tight for this fight. He wasn't as careless as I was expecting, because I was expecting a careless Jan. And I thought I would draw out some mistakes from which I did, but then he was able to fix those mistakes on the fly. So, man, credit to the guy and his team. They put on one hell of a game plan, and they got their guy ready for me.
Last thing for me, were you surprised, because I know going into this you were expecting his left body kick,
yeah,
and were you surprised that he didn't really throw that, and that he
did, but not as much.
Right, yeah. And he seemed to check your right kick to his shin. He seemed to check it.
Yeah, but the inside leg kick when I was southpaw was hitting him, and I was liking that. And I was going back to it, but then he started checking it. But I still went back to it, and when I faked it, he was biting. He was biting on a lot of the things I was throwing. But like I said, I just have to watch the fight again, and then have my my infamous post-fight shower, so I can just like dissect everything and get away from all the noise and really see what was going on, because there was certain I was so lucid, I was so calm, you know, I could hear everything, I could feel everything, and it was just like, it was one of those things where I felt like I was in the moment, but yeah, it just wasn't my moment tonight.
Izzy, right here. I'm curious, I know you said you have to go watch the fight again, but in the fight, did you think the fight was a 2-2 going into the final round?
I didn't even know it was the fourth. I was like, when I heard it was the fourth round, I was like, oh, I thought it was the third. Like, I was just having fun in there. Like, I was so lucid. And I felt myself, I was smirking a little bit. I was smiling at certain things when I knew I had him. And, yeah, there was certain, I didn't really score. I wasn't scoring the fight. I was just like trying to score points. I wasn't trying to knock him out, take him out, you know, but I was trying to score points and just touch him. Like I said, just keep touching him, because trust me, I can drop these guys. I've done it before, and I'll do it again, but I can drop these guys. And yeah, I wasn't scoring it, so I didn't really know what it was, but I'm telling you, some of those judges, I mean, they at least need to train. There needs to be some kind of criteria before you start judging MMA, and not just get some guys from boxing like, oh, have a look at this MMA fight and judge. At least you need to get down with the business.
And you mentioned the scoring. Would you prefer to know the score going into rounds? So like if you didn't know it was the 5th round, all of a sudden you do, and you see maybe you're down.
I should have known. I think I should have known it was the 5th round, but I wasn't like I'm not playing this game like that, like, you know, pitter-patter. My gang, they let me know, like, okay, this is the 5th round. I kind of heard someone mention it, like, to the ref, and I was like, oh, we are in the 5th round. But I knew it was the 4th round because I heard someone mention that as well. But I don't know. That's a good question. That might be a good thing. That might be a good thing.
And Invicta does it a few times. They show them.
Yeah, then let them know. This is round 4. This is round 3. Or maybe even scores, like, during the round, so you know if you're behind or not. I think, does Invicta let you know if you're behind?
They show the corner, and then it's up to the corner if they want to tell you what the score is.
That's smart. Let's do that then. Why don't we do it? That seems really smart. I like the fact that we have instant replays now. I don't know why that took so long as well. I'm sure they have a group chat that they can all just text each other, NSCA, you know. I think that's a really smart idea. So yeah, get it done. So that way, if my corner wants to tell me, like, yo, we need this round, I can, because I saw him getting tired. He would, trust me, I was fresh. He was getting tired, and the size played a factor in the 5th round.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.